Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the Mermaid Cove Chandelier earrings. Now we have these beautiful findings from Zola Elements, and these are acetate pieces, so they're very similar to like a resin, and this chandelier piece has a single hole up top and 5 along the bottom, so it is perfect for pendant necklaces or chandelier earrings. So I'm going to show you how to make this design in this video. But before I dive in, working with my mermaid color here, I want to show you some of the other colors that we have. So up here we have the black pearl version, and this has some really nice ivory and geometric kind of black splashed through there, and it's just really, really neat. And then over here we have the pearl. So again, this is just going to be really straight white, really beautiful, but nice and warm. And then over here we have the light tortoiseshell. And then down here we have the tortoiseshell, so you can really see those side by side. So the light one is a little bit creamier, and this one has a little bit more amber to it. Another one we have over here is the Twilight, so you're going to get a lot of that blue and white happening here. And then over here we have the Garden Party. So this has a little bit of green, a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple down there you can see. So each piece is really unique, so you can just see, you know, based on the pieces I have here, that there's a huge variety in just how they look, so they're really nice and organic. So to make our earrings down here, I'm going to be using some Swarovski pearls. Now these are 5mm pearls, and this is the Iridescent Tahitian look pearl, and I just thought it matched really well with my mermaid color there. And then I have some 22 gauge 2-inch head pins. I have 6mm 21 gauge jump rings, and I have my earring hook there as well. So these are all the supplies that you'll need. For tools, we're going to be using a pair of round nose pliers, a pair of chain nose pliers, and a pair of flush cutters. So once you have everything ready to go, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to start by making my little dangles there at the bottom. So these are going to be some wrapped wire loops. So let me go ahead and take one of my eye pins here, one of my head pins, and slide that all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to come in with my pair of round nose pliers, and I'm going to pinch maybe a little bit less than 1/4 inch from that pearl, because what I want to do is I want to give some nice room for my wrapped wire loop. So I'm just going to bend that backwards, loop it over the top of my pliers, and then I'm just going to rotate my pliers so I can bring that wire across, and then I'm just going to wrap it once, wrap it twice, and I want a really nice design element, so I'm going to try to get it around there 3 times. There we go. So I have a nice little triple wrap there happening. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my flush cutters, and I'm going to snip off that wire. And then with my chain nose pliers, I just want to tuck that wire in. So just kind of keep wrapping it around my little loop there, so it's a nice little, tiny, little perfect little loop. So we're going to repeat this 4 more times. Okay, so I have my little 5 dangles there at the bottom. Now the last element I want to create before I attach everything together is I'm going to create this little top unit here. So to do that, obviously I don't have an eye pin, but this is a really great little tip. If you only have head pins, or if you don't want to try to dig out your eye pins, go ahead and take this, and we're just going to snip off the little end there. So now we have a nice little piece of wire. So to one end, I'm just going to make a nice little simple wire loop, and I'm just going to take that end and just kind of curl it down, and then just bend it back. So I've created a nice little eye pin. So now I have my eye pin. I'm going to go ahead and slip on my pearl and slide that all the way down. Now, because the resin piece is so thick, it won't be able to accommodate a simple little tiny wire loop, so I need to make a little loop that's a little bit bigger. But also, in order to get my earring to face the right way, I need to make sure that that loop is sort of perpendicular to the loop on the bottom. All right, so what I want to do is I want to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to grip a little bit further down. So I'm a little bit further towards the end of the plier there, and I'm just going to kink that back just a little bit and wrap it up and over the top, so you can see that my loop is going to end up facing the opposite way. And again, I just want to make sure that I have a nice big loop there, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim off that wire. There we go. And now let's go ahead and start up at the top here by adding everything together. So I'm just going to take that loop and give it a nice little gentle twist. Attach it to the top of my acetate piece here and close that little loop up. And then I can move to the other side here and give a little gentle twist there, slip on my ear wire, and close that up. There we go. All right, so that's the top portion. And now, because I've created wrapped wire loops down here at the bottom, I'm going to be using some jump rings to help attach that. So just come in here, and I can use my round nose pliers and my chain nose pliers. So I'm just going to open up one of those jump rings, nice and wide, slip it onto one of the holes here at the bottom, and then I'm just going to slip on one of my little wrapped wire loops and close that up. So there you have it. That is how to make the Mermaid Cove Chandelier earrings. These are really beautiful, and what I love about them is because of the acetate, they're actually very lightweight and comfortable to wear. So be sure to head over to Beadaholique.com to shop all the latest from Zola Elements, and of course you can see this tutorial and get all the tools by heading over to Beadaholique.com.